Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope you're having a lovely week in this gorgeous weather we're having in the UK at the moment. It's so nice, it's sunny, and really, really fresh. And if it's a school holidays for you right now, if you're a teacher or you're a mum or a grandparent, I hope you're having a great time and making sure that you're making time for your fitness. Honestly, I really think the best thing to do is just do it first thing before anybody else gets up and you've still done something for you for the day and you just feel so good and so productive and you just feel like you've got one up on everyone. Anyway, I would definitely recommend that. At the squad this week, we've got some really cool things happening. So all the Step Challenge teams have set off. Will has created a bespoke area on the platform where everyone updates their steps and it actually moves you across the map in real time, which is so cool. And honestly, the vibe in the groups just amazing. And we did a little introduction in my group last night. So everyone was introducing themselves, where they're from, what they do, what they like at the squad. It was just really, really nice. We have the best community, honestly. And then also, I've been busy behind the scenes. We've got a bit of a menopause focus at the moment on the social media for Lawnmower Fitness. So you'll see it on Instagram, Facebook. And I'm doing a mini menopause podcast series all throughout this week. So every day, the episodes are about 5, 6 minutes ish. Really, really useful stuff. So if you're going through the perimenopause right now, or maybe you've just reached the other side, you're just postmenopausal, or it's something that you are going to be going through, like every single woman will go through this. Arm yourself with the knowledge, literally bite-sized factual episodes. And I'm running a 14-day menopause challenge if anyone wants to join. It's open to everybody, everyone and anyone on the 21st of April. So a 14-day menopause challenge where we're going to be doing menopause-friendly workouts. I'll post one each day, just a short bite-sized workout. We'll be having different focuses each day. So you'll be learning a lot, like scientific backed information about the menopause and how to best manage your symptoms. And it'll be in a really lovely supportive group as well. So over the 14 days, you'll feel so much more in control of the direction you're taking your menopause. Anyway, that is coming up. So yes, do get involved. In fact, what I'll do is I will put the link in I'll put the link in the comments and I'll put it in the notes for the podcast as well. So you'll see like in the description. I'll put the link in there if you want to join. All right, so it's time to get on with the Q&A. We've been doing this a little bit differently. So I've grouped the questions, part A and part B. Part A is all about food, nutrition, and how much food to have and intermittent fasting. So big nutrition section to start off with. And the second part is going to be all about, if you have a desk job, how to get more movement into your day. So we'll begin with part A. And this is a really common question that I get quite often. And if you're ever wondering whether healthy eating is being undone by portion sizes or hormone-driven snacking, or you feel like maybe you're eating at the wrong time, you are not alone. And we're going to unpack all of that today. I'll also touch a little bit on intermittent fasting, what it is, when it works, why it might not work for you. So the question as a whole is, I generally eat healthily and choose good snacks, but I think my portion sizes might be a bit too big. And I sometimes find myself mindlessly snacking, possibly due to my hormones being all over the place. I'd like to lose about half a stone. Would intermittent fasting help? If so, how could I structure my eating window? So, if you've ever thought, I eat pretty healthily, but I'm just not losing weight, honestly, it's not unusual. And sometimes the issue isn't what we're actually eating, it's how much of that stuff we're eating, how often, why we're eating it. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of women, especially busy mums, and they're making really good choices, having hummus and carrot sticks, eating overnight oats, protein smoothies, but the portion sizes can easily creep up without us realizing. So for example, if you had like a handful of nuts with your lunch and then maybe grab another handful of nuts, that healthy light snack could have tipped over into about 300-400 calories. And that could be enough to take you out of a calorie deficit into maintenance calories or even surplus calories, meaning that you would put weight on. And when hormones come into play too, for example, if you are either perimenopausal or you're in your luteal phase, which is the week just before your period, your cravings can spike. Your blood sugar can dip and our mood can be all over the shop. We can be feeling really tired too. So there's a real reason why you're diving into the biscuit tin, even though you just ate as well. It's not about willpower. It's about biology. Stuff is going on. Stuff is going on inside. So number one, I would be thinking about, right, okay, let's have a look at my portion sizes here. If you are eating really healthy stuff and really healthy snacks, portion size is going to be the thing. Another example would be, avocado. It's fantastic. It's a really good food for you. I'm not a huge fan of myself. I don't like the taste of avocado actually. I feel like it's a bit slimy and just doesn't really taste so much. But it is really good for you. Really, really good. And a lot of people will have they'll chop up an avocado on their salad. Avocados are really calorie dense. Really, you want to be chopping up like maximum half, probably a quarter or a third of one. Unless, say this is if you're trying to lose fat, if you're trying to lose weight. If you're not, you're in maintenance and it's what you normally do. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to change anything. This is just if you are frustrated because you're not losing weight and you're making healthy choices. We need to look at your portion sizes. So what I always say is the best thing to do is kind of write down what you're having and the portion sizes. Do that so you've got an idea of what you normally have, and then reduce the portion sizes by 20%. And do that for at least 3 weeks because you need a few weeks to know if it's working or not. And then if nothing happens, you maintain, okay, that's your maintenance. Right, let's reduce by another 20%. And that should get you into a deficit. And you just keep going until you need to. But we don't make drastic alterations or massively change anything we're doing. We just need to tweak the portion sizes to find out what is right for us. So that would be the first thing. It's portion sizes. Now, secondly, tapping more into that sort of hormonal side of things, there could be a lot going on. And sometimes it's about putting the power in our hands. So if we feel like we are mindlessly eating, or maybe stress eating, or emotional eating, it's about putting the power in your hands. We are the only people who can control what food goes into our mouths. Like we put the food into our bodies, right? So we are in control. And sometimes we just need to remind ourselves of that as well. Mindless snacking, I feel, is a big one. And this is where you're scrolling on your phone, or you're making dinner for the kids, or you're finishing off your partner's leftovers. Yep, guilty here too. And the food just disappears. It's a case of conscious eating versus chaotic eating. Conscious eating is where you actually sit down and you taste your food. Chaotic eating is when you're multitasking, maybe at your laptop at the same time, you're rushing around or you're grazing out of habit and you don't even really properly taste or chew the food. Now, one small challenge I'd like you to try is a bit of a snack audit. So write down everything that you snack on or pick at for a couple of days. So it's no judgment, just awareness. Anything that you pick on, even when you're making dinner or making packed lunches, just awareness. Because it is amazing how quickly that shines a light on these patterns that you didn't even know were happening. And make time at your meals as well. Make sure you're chewing more. And if it is more of an emotional response, so say you're stressed or you're feeling really down and you are turning to food, whether that be healthier stuff or not so nutrient dense stuff, you've got to think, okay, yes, I've got the power. I can put this food into my mouth. And do I really, really need or want this right now? And if you're thinking, oh yeah, I do. I do actually. I do want to sit down and eat this giant cookie. I've eaten really nutrient dense foods all day. I've been really rubbish and I just want this cookie. Then great, like sit down, mindfully eat it. But if that cookie's going to lead to another, to another, to another, and it's something that you always do, you always turn to food, then it's a case of thinking, is this actually going to make me feel better right now? And play it forward. Like, what do I actually need right now? Do I need a nice warm bath? Do I need to call my mum or call a friend? Do I need a hug? What do you need in that moment? And think about putting your needs first, not just the immediate kind of in the moment panic feel. Just put your long-term needs first. Like, what do you actually need? So now on to intermittent fasting. And this is one of the things that's super trendy online, but it's often quite misunderstood. So what is intermittent fasting? Now, technically, intermittent fasting, or IF for short, it means that you have this window where you eat and then a window where you don't eat. So one common version would be the 16-8. So maybe you eat from 10 to 6 and then you fast the rest of the time. Now, here's the thing. Intermittent fasting works really well for some people. It can reduce the temptation to snack late at night. It naturally reduces your calorie intake without counting or tracking because basically you're eating less. But, and it's a big but, it doesn't work for everyone. And also, if you're trying to lose weight and you're using it as a means to lose weight, you still need to be in a calorie deficit, no matter what. Like say, for example, just easy maths. Your maintenance is 2,000 calories. You eat below that, you're going to lose weight. You eat above that, you're going to gain weight, but your maintenance is 2,000 calories, right? If between 10 and 6, you eat 2,000 calories, you're going to maintain your weight, right? So it depends. It depends on, it doesn't work for everyone, okay? And of course, it's all about a calorie deficit. Now, it doesn't work for everybody. If you have a really poor relationship with food or a past history with eating disorders, or you really struggle hormonally, it might not work for you. Or if you are a very active person or you're a busybody, it might not work for you. And if you're somebody who already skips breakfast and then you feel ravenous by lunchtime and then you don't make so great choices, it can backfire. Some women juggling long fasts can really mess with their hormones, especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, and you're juggling work, kids, and life in general. And I think really it's a case of finding what works for you. Like for me personally, fasting just does not and would not work. I get up really early. I teach fitness straight away. And then I'm really, really active, especially in the first half of the day. Second half of the day, I'm more desk bound. I need to be eating frequently and throughout the day. And I find that when I don't, my energy just, when you just feel a little bit spaced out. I find that personally for me, and this is just me, that I need to eat at intervals throughout the day. It just doesn't work for me. Otherwise, my energy is rubbish and my hormones aren't happy either. My body needs to know that it's got that constant supply of energy and that it's safe. Whereas, say, someone like Will, so Will is my husband, he basically just has like his meals. He might have a snack in the afternoon, but he has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and he could quite easily not snack in between. Like if I did that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I think I'd be collapsing before the next meal, even if I had a big one. So you've got to find what works for you and listen to your body and maybe experiment a little bit as well. But if you want to lose weight, are you in a calorie deficit? That's what it comes down to, not whether we fast or not. All right. So I hope that gives you some food for thought and also gives you more power. Like, remember, the power is in your hands. And sometimes it's great just to get some clarity and just to kind of be aware of what you're doing. So, mindfully eating, sitting down without distractions, or writing down the snacks that you've had in a day, mindlessly, or writing down that when maybe you ate some food or you had more than you wanted to, why? Was it an emotional response or was it just because you're out with your friends for a meal? Like, what's the context around it all, because that's really, really important. And if it's something you're struggling with, gang, please do get in touch. Or you can, if you want me to go more in depth, ask a question for next week and we can talk about it a little bit more in depth. But I hope that's really helpful. Now, the second part of the podcast, I want to talk about moving more when you're at work. So if you are somebody who spends a lot of the day at your desk, whether that is sitting or you've got a standing desk, then listen on. Now, this question came in from a lovely squaddy, and it's a really good one. And it is, so she said, I've got a standing desk. Are there any moves that I can do in the office to build some more fitness and strength? So how can we build strength and move more when we're stuck behind a screen for hours without having to, get into lycra or lunchtime, etc.? So first up, there is loads you can do in a work setting, like so much, even if you've only got a couple of minutes. So there's this idea of movement snacks. So it's not about doing like a half an hour or 45-minute class. It's about sprinkling little bits of movement around your day, and it all adds up over time. And the science actually backs this up. So studies show that even small bursts of strength-based movement during the day can improve your circulation, improve your joint mobility, and also improve alertness and help you counteract the effects of long-term sitting or standing. So I think a lot of people feel like, okay, well, I'm sat down a lot, so I'll just get a standing desk then. But then also, standing in one place all day isn't good for you either. So it's important to get little bite-sized movement throughout the day. So it boosts your energy, boosts your concentration. You probably end up getting more done anyway. So if you've got a standing desk, here are a few moves that you can build into your day, or you could just literally stand up. If you're sitting down, stand up. You could do some calf raises, 15 to 20 reps, so lifting your heels off the ground, maybe while you're on a call or you're waiting for an email to send. So really, really good for circulation and your ankle mobility. You've also got squats. So you could stand away from your desk and just do some body weight squats. So feet just outside your hips, bend the knees, lower the hips back and down, tucking the tailbone under, keeping the chest lifted. And you could do a set of 10 every time you get up for a tea or coffee break. You could do some wall push-ups, so hands flat against the wall, step back a little bit, and lower your chest down towards the wall. So you could just do a few sets throughout the day. It strengthens your arms, your shoulders, and your core, and no sweat marks either. Glute squeezes, it sounds really, really simple, but still really good. So just squeeze your bottom for 5 seconds and then release. Again, you could do a few sets of those. So you could say, right, I'm going to do 10 sets of them. And then some hip openers. So you could use your desk for balance, swing one leg forward and back. So you need to stand side on to your desk, swing it forward and back. Really nice if you are prone to hip tightness or you're sitting down a lot, just release the hips off. And of course, we've got our whole entire desk workout area. So if you go onto on demand, so log into the members area, go onto on demand, there's a whole desk area and there's loads of workouts in there. So there's everything from 4-minute standing energizers to seated core exercises to seated cardio to strength workouts. So you could literally choose one of those to do like every day and get into a habit of doing that and go through them. And so you'll have to let me know what you do. But the best thing to do is just make it a habit, like bolt it onto something else. So every time you finish a Zoom call or a phone call, do 10 squats. When you go and you make a coffee, you wait for the kettle to boil, do 15 calf raises. At lunchtime, go and do a 1-minute wall sit before you break for lunch or something. So it's just about building these habits, and that actually builds momentum. And you don't need to change your clothes or get sweaty. It's just about moving more and moving a little bit more often. So I hope that's useful, and you'll definitely check out the desk workout area and let me know what you think to that. It'd be really, really interesting. All right, so thank you so much for your questions this week, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. And again, I really hope you like the new format of the part A and the part B, where I've just collaborated the questions. Is that the right word? Collaborated them? Merged the questions together for each section. So it's on two distinct different things. Anyway, I hope that's been useful. Do let me know and I will see you soon. And oh yes, if you want to do the menopause challenge on the 21st of April, don't forget to hit the link in the description, the show notes, etc. And it'd be great to have you. Anyway, see you soon, gang.